1 minute. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's roll it out, guys. Good morning, everybody. Let's get this thing going. Nice and easy. Those legs moving. Got some good strength work to do on this one. So if you looked at the numbers from the outset, you might think, yeah, 70, 75%, not too bad. But the way we build in the first half, closing strong in the second half makes for a really challenging session. So stick to the numbers. Don't hit the up arrow. Keep it where it's at. We're going to work on some strength work, good cadence work, muscular resiliency. It's not only going to leave you stronger for cycling, but it's going to give you better legs for running. We'll work our TT position. And we'll keep focus on technique as we always do. Now, right now, let's just get moving. We have a little build. Just get the body warmed up before we hit the main set. Main set's 2 by 30 minutes. Short, fast, strong stuff on Tuesday. Long, more tempo, race-like efforts today. Someone just said something in the comment. I don't know what it was. Remember, you guys get comments. You want to talk to your friends. Leave a not so nice note about myself. You could put it in the chat. But I will respond. Defend myself, Mulcahy. Mulcahy's been known. All right, guys, nice and relaxed. Drive the knees, relax the lower leg like we talked about on Tuesday. Let those toes splay. Don't crunch them up. Workout like this is great to practice your race day nutrition because our first round of the main set will be around our Ironman pace, bouncing back and forth between 70 and 75%. And our second 30-minute efforts around our half Ironman pace on the bike. So these longer sustained efforts, great time to work that nutrition, make sure what you're taking in is working for you. Boy, we have no question come race day. All right, it's up the F for a little bit here. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up to 60%. I'm going to work our higher end cadence on this one. So as we get warm and the body loosens up, start bringing that cadence up. By the end of this 3 minutes, I'd like to be in the 90s. Foot speed wise. If you don't have cadence on your bike, cadence on your power meter, you can count pedal strokes for 10 seconds. So count your left leg every time the heel drops straight down for 10 seconds, and we multiply it by 6. That's how you get your cadence. All right, 60% is nice and easy. You can start working in your TT position. Start warming up. But if you guys notice, body might be a little sore in different places with all the work we've been doing on the TT position. That's adaptation happening, guys. That's why we want to work the TT now. Get the stress on the system in those different ways that happen when you're down in your TT. That way you can put out just as much power when you're in that position as you do when you're sitting up, which is typically a more powerful position. All right, so we're 45 seconds left. It should be at that cadence should be approaching 90, if not there already. Because I want to hold that cadence for the remaining 6 minutes of this build. We're gonna go up to 75% in 30 seconds. Holding that higher cadence. Working that efficiency, working that relaxation. Making sure those knees are straight up and down. Not diving into the top tube for 1 second. 3, 2, 1. Let's go up to 75% effort. Feel pretty easy. Faster you move the legs, the more stress on the aerobic system, less stress on the muscular system. So you might notice your heart rate a little higher at 75% than typical because you're moving your legs a little faster than our race pace 75% cadence. But it's funny, at higher cadences, it might feel foreign at first, but your body learns that efficiency, but you got to stick with it. 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Eventually you get to the point where your feet are whirling around the pedal stroke and it feels effortless. But you got to stick with it. You're on your TT bike. Let's get in your TT position. Higher cadence. Active TT position. Elbows down, pulling your hands up. Head tilted to 45 degrees. Visualize yourself looking up the road. Just slightly. But don't let those feet slow down when you get into that position. Keep the cadence high. Funny, I'm sure everybody's watching the gymnastics right now. Pretty amazing what the human body can do. If you break down their routines, all it is one skill, one technique after another. They're so good at it, they make it look fluid. But they talk about a technique-dominated sport. We can channel half of that into our riding, our running, our swimming. Make it fluid. To totally dial in to how we're moving. 90%, 2, 1, cadence up, come on. Exactly, Katie Ledecky, same thing. Crushed everybody in the 1500. fluid, efficient. But all it is just technique execution after technique execution after technique execution, fluidly executed. Not like she's just getting in and swimming. Totally mindful of the process every single stroke. You guys watched the 200 butterfly. Emily, you see that last night? Where Marchand won. Beat the guy from Hungary in the last few yards. You watch the last turn. You see the guy from Hungary who was leading the whole way and took it out. Extremely aggressive. He went so hard, he died out at the 150-meter mark. And you can tell this is when he pushed off the wall on the third turn, coming to finish the last length. He popped up at around the 8-meter mark. They're allowed to stay underwater for 15 meters. Right, Emily? And he popped up at the 8-meter mark. So he had already taken 3 or 4 butterfly strokes, and Leon Marchand was just popping up. Marchand paced it perfectly, so he had all the gas on the last length. Whereas the guy from Hungary took it out so hot, he couldn't make it 15 meters underwater because he was gassed. My way of saying how important pacing is. Sure, you're going to feel amazing the first 13, 14, 15 miles of an Ironman run. What's that last 10, 11 miles going to feel like? Got to really think about how we're going to pace our racing, swim, bike, run within our ability levels, and then stick to it. All right, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and spin it out. Nice and easy. But it's pretty interesting. I'll bring it up on the next 2 p.m. call. I'll show a video. Actually, I got blocked. Our video from last 2 p.m. call got blocked because we showed Olympic coverage. NBC's all over Tower 26's YouTube channel, making sure we don't talk about them. So I had to go in and edit it out. But if you watch that 200 fly final, watch the Hungarian guy. He runs out of breath because he's gassed. Forces him to pop up early, and that's where Marchand takes the lead. I'm sure we'll see a lot of the same stuff happen in track and field when that starts next week. Guys will take it. Athletes will take it out too hot. Get past in the closing quarter mile because they run out of gas. All right, so we got 30-minute effort coming up. We're going to start at 70%. Our 70% effort is going to be in the 60 to 70 cadence range. After 5 minutes, we're going to up the effort to 75%, and we're going to drop the cadence 50 to 60. So what we're doing is we're beating up the legs, really stressing that muscular system. In this first 30 minutes, the effort's not so high, but the muscular tension adds up. Take a little break. And then the second round, we'll go to 77% and 87%. 5 minutes on and off. We're going to be more at a race pace cadence. So we're layering on that race pace effort, half Ironman effort, on top of the fatigue we're building in the first 30 minutes. We'll work the TT position throughout. We'll visualize ourselves on course. Like I said, this first effort should average out. You look at the average watts, the average heart rate, should be about your Ironman efforts after we look at it on Training Peaks after the fact. So we're going to bring our cadence down 60 to 70 in 2, 1, 70%. Slow your feet. But if you're on that 2 p.m. call on Tuesday, we talked about how those elite swimmers, they keep the same meters per second. You're watching that stat that they keep showing on the coverage. They keep the same meters per second start to finish. The muscular resiliency, the strength from the countless hours of training in and out of the pool is there. So they can keep the arm speed up, the same grip on the water. Their muscular resiliency is there. That's what we're shooting for here. We want to come out of this 30 minutes and have just as an effective, efficient, strong half Ironman effort on top of the fatigue as we would if it were a standalone without doing this initial 30 minutes. The back half of the ride to be just as strong as the front half. Are you going into some doubt? You think to yourself, oh man, I'm gonna be tired on that back half. How the hell am I gonna make it through? I don't think I can make it through. And then we do sessions like this and you make it through and you build that confidence. And you do it one after another. Next time you're more confident going in. The next time you're more confident. We go on the race day and it's just another workout. Sure, it hurts, it's painful, but you know you can survive and thrive. I've been given this run workout to some athletes. Very aggressive pacing. Similar to this, it's over under. But the pacing's aggressive, but it's within their ability level. And every time I give the workout, I get the note first saying, oh man, I don't think I'm gonna make it through this one. This looks tough. And I say, shut up and do the work. Okay, I'm a little softer about it. I'm not as harsh, but ultimately I'm saying do the work. Turn the brain off, go do. Every single time I've given the workout, I've gotten that prior to the workout. And after the workout, every damn time I should have trusted coach. That was awesome. It was hard. It was really hard, but I made it. Next week, no comment going into the workout. I extend the intervals a little bit. Success. Same thing the next week. I pile on the intervals a little bit more. Success. As long as it's planned right, you're given enough lead time. Your body's sharp going into it. Trust the process, trust your coach. Good things happen, both mentally and physically. But you can't shy away from the harder stuff. Not only from the physical adaptations it provides, but from the mental confidence that we gain. So we're going to go up to 75%. We're going to bring our cadence down into the 50s. Now we're adding a ton of load at this low cadence. 3, 2, 1. Cadence down. Good, bring it down. Get out of your comfort zone, bring it down a little lower. Than what's typically comfortable low cadence. If you don't have cadence, count that right knee. Every time it drives straight down, count it for 10 seconds. 2, 1, go. Stop. Multiply it by 6. Watching me, I'm at 54 right now. Make sure we're floating that knee up, relaxing your hip flexor. Not putting undue stress by yanking that foot up. So the run workout I was talking about, and a similar one we'll do on the bike in a couple weeks, is you go a certain amount of time at 105% of threshold. You take your 5K time. That's your threshold. Knock 5% off of that. So you go a quarter mile at 105%, followed by a quarter mile at 95%. So it averages out to your threshold pace, but on one end, you're pushing the effort, raising the ceiling, and on the other end, you're learning to recover just under that threshold pace. Strength, resiliency, speed, mental toughness. Start to look forward to recovering at 95%. It's sick. It's a sick feeling, but it's awesome. Yesterday I did that. I'm not going to tell you guys do anything I don't do. Did the workout yesterday. I was at 5:45 pace for a quarter mile. 6:20 pace for a quarter mile. Miles, not K's, Jordan, Eric, Laura. Couldn't wait to get to that 6:20 pace. All right, guys, keep the cadence down. We'll feel warmed up. We'll feel those hips are nice and loose. Our knees are straight up and down. The glutes are firing. And start working that TT position. But as we close off those hips at the lower cadence, we got to be really cognizant of floating the knee up and not yanking the pedal as the foot comes up. See me, my TT? Closed hip, I sit up. Less stress because the hip is more open. As we close the hip off, gotta think, float the knee up, relax the hip flexor, keep the stress out. Don't hit the up arrow. Keep it where it's at. If anything, drop your cadence. 3, 2, 1. All right, 70%. Bring your cadence up slightly. 60 to 65. So Mulcahy did a group run last night at Fleet Feet Sports, right down the street from my house. I didn't get the invite. That's funny. He said there's like 30 people there. Am I right, Johnny? Say 30 people.
Yeah, good community run. You know, it's good to get out and run with people, different speeds, different group of levels of beginners to, you know, the faster guys.
Johnny's a blossoming coach. He wants to coach athletes. The guy's experienced. Great way to do that. And a great way, even if you don't want to coach, go run with other runners and assess their run form. Just like on here, we can look at, without calling them out, you can look at other riders and see what they're doing. Say, oh my God, Sue, I don't want to look like that. Jeez. Oh, I kid, Sue. But Johnny going out and running with this group not only allows him to help people, maybe give him some feedback, but also allows him to become a better runner. Johnny, when you're watching these runners, what are some things that you find, hey, most of you guys need to do this or that? Is there something across the board you're seeing when you're looking at 30 runners?
Yeah. Well, I mean, first thing I say, like, oh, we got a prescribed workout on this run, and everybody goes out at 7-minute miles. So it's like, okay, do your workout, warm up 10 minutes, you know, so that's one. And then I'm seeing, again, like that, like just like me, the leaning backwards, the leaning forward too much. Cadence in your run. So, you know, always little things to work on. And great thing about running with a group is, you know, all of a sudden you're chatting, and you're 3 miles in. You're like, wow, that was easy. And you kind of remember that on race day. You know, like, I remember I did 3 minutes, totally easy. 3 miles, no problem. So,
Well, it just helps you relax, right?
yeah.
Yep. Good work, buddy. Keep it up. Keep spreading the word. All right, cadence 60 to 65. Now let's make sure our knee is driving down. We're dropping the heel as that knee drives down. Working those glutes. You're going into that TT position. Even if you're on the road bike, you're leaning forward. The tendency as you lean forward is put the stress here, front of the leg, right? Because you're leaning into it. Go do a squat and lean into your toes as you squat down. It's all front of the leg. We want to combat that. Like keeping nice and stable in the saddle, driving the knee down, dropping the heel. At this lower cadence, we can really feel what muscles are turning on, which muscles are not working as much. And feel that core stability. That way, when we up the cadence, get into our race pace efforts, we mimic this feel at a higher cadence, and we keep the right muscles working. All right, bring our cadence down again. 50 to 60. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. 75%. Good. Find your groove. Focus on that left leg. Drive the knee, drop the heel. Get in that TT position. Stay focused on your left leg. Come on, everybody down. Drive the knee down, drop the heel. Press your elbows in the pads, pull up on your hands. Drive your right knee down, drop your right heel. Cadence low, guys. Get out of your comfort zone. Slow your feet. Couple of RPMs lower. Keep focusing on that right knee, right heel. Remember, we're only looking up to 45 degrees. Don't look at me. I'm looking a little higher because I want to see you. But we don't want that head up here. We want the head about right here. Once again, I'm about 54 RPM. You're basing your cadence off of my foot speed, which I know some of you guys do. I'm at 54 right now. Sit up, shake it out. One focus point Emily always likes to reiterate, curling your hips under you. We don't want to sway in the lower back. We don't want to tip that pelvis forward. Curl your hips under, tip your pelvis back. With that sway in your lower back, you're losing glute engagement and you're gaining lower back stress. You got to protect that lower back. All right, Nancy sat up. Everybody get in the TT position. There you go. 50 to 60, guys. Back to your left knee. Drive your left heel down. Scrape your left heel under. As you're driving your elbows into the pads, pulling up on the bars, peaking up at 45 degrees. Left knee focus. Good. Stay in that TT position. Focus on your right knee. Drive it down, drop the heel. Ten seconds. 3, 2. Sit up. Let's bring our cadence into the low 60s. Back at 70%. You might be bored. It's good to be bored. Work on your mental toughness, your mental focus, your ability to refocus on how you're moving. This is race day. It's a steady, solid effort. Minute on top of minute. Gets boring if you're not focused. If you're focused, goes by in a blink of an eye. You find that flow. Before you know it, you're done. Practice finding that flow here. On race day, it's a no-brainer. We don't have a second to feel bored because we're constantly engaged in the process. Make sure we're taking sip, having a gel every 20. Cadence 60 to 65. Get back in the TT position.
Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. It's the time.
Right. All right, left heel, right heel, pull them under the bottom. As that heel drops down the front, pull it under. For 1 minute straight, you're gonna focus on pulling under, engaging those hamstrings while you're in the TT position. Active TT. Don't forget about how you hold your body because you're focused on scraping the heel under. Rub your belly, pat your head, right? Coordination, proprioception. Bunch of athletes doing a peer-to-peer. All right, sit up and shake it out. This weekend. An interesting race. It's an interesting swim. When you swim from the Hermosa Pier to Manhattan Beach Pier, about 2 miles. You start on the south side of Hermosa Beach Pier, you swim around the pier, then you go straight down north to the Manhattan Beach Pier. 2 miles, swim around the pier, then you swim in. But this swim is interesting because it really messes with you. Messes with your head. But it's great practice for Ironman and half Ironman racing. Because there's a big white building at the end of the Manhattan Beach Pier. And you see that building. As soon as you turn the Hermosa Pier, you see that building. And it looks far away. Really far. Am I right, Ellen? Really far. And then you swim for 10 minutes. Exciting every so often. You look up at the building 10 minutes later after swimming for 10 minutes as hard as you can. And it looks further than it did when you first started. Doesn't make sense. How the hell did that building get further away when I swam towards it for 10 minutes? Put your head down, you swim another 10 minutes, assess where you're at after 10 minutes, you look again, and it's even further. I don't get it. Building never gets closer until you're right on top of it. All right, 75%, cadence in the 50s. But if you start to let that optical illusion, it's an optical illusion. It's the pleats. It's the pleats. Jordan, you know what I'm talking about. You let that optical illusion mess with your head, think, man, I am swimming so slow, not going anywhere. Must be some type of rip current. You forget that you should just be focused on the process, focus on your technique, performing within your ability level. It's going to be a long swim. If you stay focused on that process, technique, and you just say, it is what it is, no matter what, I'm swimming towards that nut white building. However long it takes, I'm going to get there. You get there a lot faster than you thought you would. Luckily, in Ironman, half Ironman racing, there's buoys every 100 meters. Swim buoy to buoy without looking at the end. But it's an example of a workout like this. We don't look at it as 30 minutes. Just ride 5 minutes to 5 minutes. TT position. Like we focused on at the start. Float those knees up the back. Relax your hip flexors. As you're driving your elbows down, pulling up on the bars. Release your foot. Float your knee up. Cadence 50 to 60. Knees are floating straight up. It's just as important to float them straight up as it is to drive your knees straight down. Focus on that left knee. Float it up, release your left hip flexor. Every time that left knee floats up, you're going to count 30 pedal strokes. Count to yourself. Let's go. Same thing with the right side. Float your right knee up. Count it for 30 pedal strokes. Let's go. Good. Sit up, shake it out. Keep the cadence low. Upper body's relaxed. Drive the knee down, scrape the heel under, float the foot up. Left side, right side. Relaxed ankle. 3, 2. Very nice. Spinning it out, guys. Nice and easy. 45% of threshold. Oh, Driscoll, how are the TT positions looking, bud? I see you looking around.
Looking all good, Jimmy. What I'm thinking right now, by the way, the Bulldog is taking a nap today. We still have the fluffy lab here. So what I'm thinking, Jim, this is a little bit easy for me. I have to keep myself focused. It's too easy. But I'm thinking it's a great lesson in race day logistics, just to stay nice and easy and nice and relaxed. You know, and listen to your cues. Instead, I want to rip it up. I want to tear a strip off. I want to go fast. But that ain't the case. You got to stay within your limits and stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Are you with me?
I'm with you, baby. That's the problem. You impatient. I want to go right now. I want to go. I want to go. Gotta go right now. I want to go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go right now. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go.
I can see Mitch tearing, desperate to go. I can see the Irish Wolfhound raring to go. I want to get a little action. But this is a good lesson in race day logic. Holding back. You know, nice and relaxed, not pushing the pace. Burning matches. It's hard to do. Very hard for me to do it.
Just because it's fresh, and this is a perfect example of what happened this last weekend. Like Sean says there, bike for show, run for dough.
Yeah.
David Y rode his race. Still was cooking. He's right around 21 miles an hour on the bike. Sticking to his numbers. Guy who beat him off the bike by 2 minutes died halfway through the run. So it shows that guy was over biking. He wasn't patient. He didn't have confidence in his run ability to maintain and close it out strong. He said he had to front load the bike, hoping David wouldn't catch him on the run, instead of sticking to his plan, biking within himself, allowing for 13.1 miles of strong running.
Yeah, the guy was 23 miles an hour and David was 21.
Yeah. Know your numbers, stick to your plan, be patient. Stay focused on the process. Don't let yourself get bored. And like Michael Mallow said, do this effort for 5 hours and an Ironman and come talk to me about being easy.
Yeah, but Ricky Bobby said it the best. I want to go fast. I want to go fast.
What happened to him? The guy's eating rice-a-roni now. Whatever he was pitching in that amazing dinner scene. But you might be able to hold 72% for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours easy. How's that 4, 5, 6 hour going to feel? All right, so now we're going to go our half Ironman effort, more of race pace cadence. So we're going to start with the lower cadence on the first 5 minutes, 75 to 80, when we're at 80% or 77%. And we're going to bring our cadence up 80 to 85 when we go up to 87%. So this is similar to the set I was saying on the run. Not as high effort-wise. But once you hit 5 minutes at 87%, you're looking forward to that recovery at 77%. Notice your mindset. Let's get into it here in 10 seconds. God, that 5 minutes went by fast. 3, 2, 1. 75 to 80 cadence. Come on. Find your groove. Cadence isn't too fast, not too slow. About our half Ironman range, 77% to 87% over the course of this 30 minutes. You're taking a gel every 20 minutes throughout the ride. And your feet, your legs, because of the first 30 minutes, probably a little less willing to move a little faster. Focus on that relaxation. Relax that cadence up to 75 to 80 range. Hang on to it. And your legs will loosen up. All right, TT position. Elbows, press them into the pads. Pull up on the bars. Look up to 45 degrees. Visualize yourself cutting through the wind. Look down at your left knee. You look like the piston of an engine, straight up and down. There's a plumb line on that knee. If there was a plumb line on the knee, a string that measures how straight something is, there'd be no moving back and forth as it dropped down to the ground. Just be like a yo-yo going up and down, straight up and down. Watch the right knee, same thing. Get in your TT position. See somebody slacking off, not in their TT position. You want to remind the group to take a drink? You can write it in the chat. All right, sit up, relax. Every time that right knee drives down, drop your right heel. Count it out for 30 pedal strokes. Go. All right, so we're gonna go up to 87%. Cadence 80 to 85. Let's take the first minute to find our groove, find that rhythm. Relax your foot, release your ankle. Here we go. Drive your knees. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Find that rhythm, guys. I'm telling you right now, I'm at 85 and it feels forced. So I'm going to focus on the knee drive, lower leg relaxation, and making sure I keep that cadence up because I know in 90 seconds, I'll relax into it. All right, keep the cadence right there and drop down in your TT. Come on. Don't let the feet slow. If you're on your road bike, get into the drops. Come on. Elbows down, hands up. Thirty more seconds in your TT position. Scrape those heels under. Float the feet up. Sit up, shake it out. Stay on the cadence. Feel your quads starting to load up. Consciously release. Relax the area. Drive the knees, drop the heel. Get into the glutes. Back in your TT position. 3, 2, 1. Forty-five-degree peak up. Visualize yourself riding outside. Turtle that upper back. Peek up to 45 degrees. Pull your head into that turtle shell. Three, two, sit up, shake it out, relax. Like I told you, you're going to be looking forward to 77%. Slow your feet, 75 to 80. 3, 2, 1. Just take a little bit off the foot speed. Stay on the pedals. Everything works together. We reach high on Tuesday, put out some good power, give ourselves rest. We work the resiliency, steady efforts today. But because of these efforts and the foundation we're building allows us to hit those Tuesday workouts, one at rep after another, without fatiguing, allowing us to get the most out of the session. Because you guys have been so diligent at building that foundation. It allows us to get faster and stronger and reach the new heights on those Tuesday sessions. Because if you didn't have the foundation or the ability to withstand the stress, you get through 3 of those efforts and peter out. Every single one of you made it through all 6 4-minute efforts on Tuesday, getting the most out of the workout and give your body the greatest ability to adapt to the greatest amount of stress. We're not only getting stronger here, this work is allowing us to get faster.
We actually killed poor Grant. Grant had a tough week of training. It's only his 2nd or 3rd time on Zwift. Newer athlete. And he was, I asked him about a year ago, hey, you need to get a kicker. You need to get on that Zwift Tuesday, Thursday rides. Nah, I got my Peloton. I'm okay. And then I kept on and on and on. And a couple of weeks ago, I got him a kicker, went to his house, set it up, and now he's in love with the training. He goes, it's totally different from the Peloton. He's loving it. But he went a little bit too hard, a little bit too early. He's going to learn. Every time you have a athlete briefing after they've had a race, and you go, what went right, what went wrong? What was the good points? What was your takeaway? Every single person said, I just listened to Jim's voice on Tuesday and Thursday. Every time I lose focus, I heard Jim in my mind. That's it. Every single person says that. All this stuff you're ingraining, it sounds monotonous and boring because you go over the same things. But every time, Michael, Audra, you know they were listening to your voice in Oregon a couple of weeks ago. Just listening. What do I do? Your mind starts to wonder. There he is. Levinsky, at me again. Keep your head down, eyes forward. Count your strokes. That's it.
That's right. Believe me, there's plenty of stuff I could talk about. We hone in on the same thing, so it's ingrained, like Chris said. And there's no question as to where you're going to go as soon as your ass hits that saddle. All right, we're up to 87%. Cadence 80 to 85. Ten seconds. Three, two, one. Cadence up. Let's go. Let's get down your TT position. 30 seconds. Active TT. 5, 3, 2, sit up. Good. Keep that cadence up, guys. Nice and light on your feet. Momentum's coming from the knees. TT position. 2, 1. 45 seconds. Come on. Tuck your head in. Turtle your back up.
Oh, now it got a little tough. Now it's time to focus.
Yep. Exactly why we don't take it out too hard. Great race-like set here. Three, two, one. Sit up. Cadence 80, 85.
On these sets, athletes should be practicing nutrition, hydration, should be taking a sip during these tough efforts.
Yep. We don't wait for the break to take in nutrition. Good point, Chris. Get our body used to taking it under stress. TT position for a minute. 2, 1. Let's go. Twenty more seconds in the TT. Stay right there. Three, two, one. Sit up. Very nice foot speed, guys. Stay stable in that saddle. Knees are driving straight up and down. You're able to control them because of the stability in the saddle. TT position for 90 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Stay in that position. 77%. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Slow your feet slightly. Stay TT. Cadence 75 to 80. Elbows down, hands up. Pull up on those bars. As you're pulling up, watch your left leg. Drive the knee down. Scrape the heel under. Float the knee up. Float the knee through the top. Left leg. Three, two, sit up. Shake it out. Stay on the left leg. Heel down, heel under. Float the foot up, float the knee through the top. Keep that focus, guys. Not one pedal stroke where you lose that focus. Not thinking about what we're doing later today. Not thinking about the weekend. We're not thinking about the 87% effort coming up. We're focused on the process. Right now, it's your left leg. Full, relaxed, efficient pedal stroke. Back in your TT position in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Move that focus over to the right leg. Drop the heel, scrape it under. Float the knee up. Float the knee through the top. On the right leg, count pedal strokes. 40 full, efficient, complete pedal strokes. 40 of them on the right side. Let's go. In your TT position. Over to the left side, same thing. 40 complete pedal strokes. Let's go. Three, two, one. Sit up. Good. All right, here we go. Last 5 minutes coming up. Cadence comes up. Effort comes up. Hang on, guys. Making those adaptations. 5, bring your cadence up. 3, 2, 1. Stay sitting up. Nice and relaxed. Big deep breaths. TT position in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. As you're in position, drop your left heel, scrape it under the bottom. 40 pedal strokes on the left side. Let's go. Sit up, shake it out. Nice and relaxed. Smooth, efficient pedaling. Deep breaths. Adapting to the stress, the physical and the mental. Keep hydrating and fueling all the way to the end. Back in your TT position in 3, 2, 1. Drive your right heel down. Scrape it under. 40 pedal strokes. Let's go. Three, 2, 1. Sitting up. Come on, guys. Cadence up. Let's go. 85. Come on. Don't let those feet slow. What they want to do right now is slow down, succumb to the fatigue. Back to the left side. Drive your knee down. Scrape the heel under. 30 pedal strokes. Get in your TT position. Let's go. Left side. Over to the right side. Stay in your TT position. Drive the heel down. Scrape it under. 30 pedal strokes. Let's go. Three, 2. Sit up. Cadence up. Let's go. Bring your cadence up again, a little bit more. Drive your knees. Float them up. Relax your lower leg. One more step up. Come on. Cadence up. Let's go. And back it down. Oh boy. That's some good stuff. All right, guys, spin it out. You know what I'm talking about? Learn that pacing. Learn that patience.
Everybody, well done. Great focus there, guys. Well done. That's a good one, Jim.
Guys, nobody's doing what we're doing. Nobody's doing this kind of work. I see it. I see what other people are doing. We stay on top of our recovery, stay on top of our hydration. We get good sleep. We adapt to this stress. As we've seen week over week over week with PRs, podiums, successful races, whatever that success means to you, what we're doing is working. Both from a fitness, execution, nutritional, mental standpoint, it's working. You guys are applying what we work on session after session. So thank you for being here and absorbing it. Because athletes who aren't here, who are too cool to be here, for some reason they think they're hot shit.
Oh,
Those are the ones that fall apart on race day.
oh my God.
Not saying we have all the answers, but as much as the coaches on this call of race, we've learned a lot of things. And everything we formulate and everything we say here is not only from our experience of our athletes, but from our own experience as well. So we want you to learn from that and use that education, that knowledge to go out there and kick some ass. So thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, Christopher, Emily, Eli, Johnny. Takes a village, guys. Love you. Have a great weekend. Please be safe. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye. Love you guys.